Hey, welcome.
What's up, everybody? How we doing out there in Facebook land? Welcome back to another day of Talent Talk. Thank you for joining us again. Today we have with us, as always, Jurgen Robinson behind the scenes there. We have Davina Clardy with us as well. We have Ashley Diaz with us. Hello. And as always, you have your boy Steve with you. And we have Christina Salcedo, who's working the chats and the comments behind the scenes, and Donna Robinson as well, helping her out. So thank you for joining us. Yeah. So today, as always, we celebrate a national day. And today's national day is National Tell a Story Day. So, yeah. I think we got a little bit of trivia about that.
Absolutely. Well, what is National Tell a Story Day? Davina, what is National Tell a Story Day?
Well, boys and girls. First of all, it's celebrated on April 27th, which happens to be today. And just a little note about what National Tell a Story Day is. Each year in the United States, this day encourages people of all ages to share all kinds of stories, whether it's a real story from a book or one story from your imagination or an actual story from a childhood memory. And it just supports gathering with friends and family and loved ones to share those stories. And, as we're here on this 33rd day of quarantine, stay at home, stay safe. I know that I even have reached out to, my mom. My mom is in her 80s and does she have a lot of stories. And so it's just nice to hear some stories from the past, stories that her grandparents shared with her, National Tell a Story Day is just a very diverse day of storytelling and sharing.
Do you have a favorite story?
I couldn't put it on this broadcast. I'm sorry. No, I'm just playing.
Does it have something to do with 50 Shades?
No. I have to think about that. There's a lot of stories. And it'd have to be short enough. So I'd have to circle back around on a story if it's one from a blast from the past.
Yeah. Ashley, you look very thoughtful. It's like Pooh Bear in his thoughtful spot.
I honestly could not. Apparently we didn't do a lot of reading in my childhood because I know we always had Dr. Seuss books lying around for sure. I don't have anything. I blame my parents. I'll make a phone call today for sure.
It's like jog a memory. I don't know. I know when I was growing up, we read the Golden books, and they were all paperback and they had the little gold spine on them. Yeah.
Great little toaster.
Does that jog a memory there?
Yeah. Okay. That's helpful.
Yep. And one of the books, so like my favorite childhood book, so Jurgen's talking about Tell a Story, so I'm thinking about my mom, but the book that I remember most was the story of Chicken Little. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. I mean, that was this voice. Where did I get that voice from? But
Chicken Little.
Chicken Little.
The movie. Yeah. So came out way before the movie though.
Yeah.
One of the things it's a story, but it brings back nightmares. It was not a good book, but it was that one where there's a little boy on an island with a whole bunch of monsters.
Oh, Where the Wild Things Are.
Yes, that is the one. That kind of creeped me out when I was young. I ain't gonna lie, that one kind of creeped me out, and it sat on my nightstand as a little child, and I used to look at that book, and I was like, man, I used to like hide it between my other books. Then you pulled the blanket over your head, and it's like you looked up, is that the book still there? Yeah.
That reminds me when I was a kid. I used to love to read. I did, like all kinds of books. So I remember there was a series called The Great Brain, and it was a series of where they were smart. Encyclopedia Brown, Chronicles of Narnia, all these different things. But I also used to love, as a little kid, like true, like, quote unquote, true horror stories. And they'd always be like these ghost stories and really freaky. And I would be reading it in bed at night. And I would have my light on. The sheet was like over here. And I would just be completely engaged until I was done reading. And as soon as I was done reading, I would, like, in one movement, like, I would be throwing the book across the room. My hand would be shutting off the light while the other hand is pulling the covers over me. It's just yeah.
Oh my gosh. So dramatic. Wow.
Yeah.
That made me think of Goosebumps. I guess I was thinking more of like elementary, but there were books maybe more towards middle school. Harry Potter, definitely went through those pretty quickly. So I guess I did read. I just was thinking maybe like elementary age.
No.
Did you ever have to read those books? It says, so you read the chapter, and at the very end of the chapter, it said, well, if you decide on this, go to this.
Choose your own adventures. Of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those ones. Those are always kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm with you there, Ashley. I'm like, I didn't. Yeah.
They were great, but you cheated. You wouldn't actually let the page go where you made your decision. You had to make sure, okay, did I die or not? If I died, then I'd go right back to the decision again.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys don't know what we're talking about? Jeez. They're chapter books, and like if you get to the end of the chapter, you have the decision to make whether you go left or right. And depending on which decision you made, that's the page you go to in the next chapter. And then you go down another.
It would hop you all around the book.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
And you could die.
I know, right? That sounds like a video game or something.
On the page. Absolutely. It was a book-bound video game.
That's right. That's right. Which leads us on the National Tell a Story Day. We have got some trivia, don't we?
We do. And then Valerie said Nancy Drew. I'd say good, but I don't think I ever actually read Nancy Drew. But I believe it's probably good. Oh, and
She's so much younger than us.
The mouse guard right now. I don't even know what that is. You have to let us know what that is.
Uh-huh.
I love you. Oh, Donna mentioned that this morning. I love you forever. I like you for always.
Every night.
Biographies. Amy said biographies.
Yeah. Very cool. I like that interaction.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
Before we get to the trivia, Steve, at the very least, I think at 3:00, well, may as well put it out there. At 3:00, going to hop on to the Facebook Live and do a quick live. We'll have at least a story or two. I know I will read one that used to read to the boys all the time when they were young, which is "Oh, the Places You'll Go" from Dr. Seuss. So if you are a little stressed out, you want somebody to read a good story to your child, Uncle Jurgen has you on this one. So
you were going to scare me for a second. I thought you were going to say, like, my uncle is an axe murderer. Like, you know, the kids are throwing.
No, that's my grandpa.
Not my uncle, my grandpa.
Yeah. So 3:00 on the Facebook, on the Talent Group Facebook, we will read a few stories for you. So how's that?
Bring the kids.
Gather them around. Put them in front of the computer while you go grab a glass of wine. You deserve it. All right. So, Steve, you were saying about a trivia, though, right?
Yes, correct. We've got the trivia question of the day.
So,
trivia
guess what that means? Yeah.
What? Bring it on. Trivia question of the day. So, how many publishers rejected Theodore Seuss Geisel's first book, And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street? And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. How many publishers rejected Theodore Seuss Geisel's first book?
Yeah.
Put your answer in the comment section and stay tuned. We will be giving you the answer. So,
yeah. And do you know how Dr. Seuss actually pronounced his name?
No. Go ahead. I'll buy How?
Sois.
Yep.
Sois. Yep.
Fun
In
fact.
his native tongue. I think it's the native tongue. I don't know. That's what I heard one day.
He's from Missouri. No, it's from Massachusetts or something.
Yeah, he's from Boston.
From Boston.
So
It's really so it's 850 times, Amy. Yes.
you know what? If it was 850, he might have been jumping off of a bridge. That's tenacity.
That would be persistence. That would be persistent.
Well, as we have that, we'll keep that scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Okay. We have something that is actually, we've been talking about it the past, over the weekend. We saw it first on the weekend, and it is up, active, and live right now on the Northwest MLS. And that is, who wants to tackle that? Live stream open houses.
Live stream open houses are available to schedule on the Northwest MLS. So if you are a real estate broker and you want to, right now, we can't do public open houses where we have people coming in through the home. So the next best thing is live stream open houses where people could go in. You could schedule it as a broker, schedule your time frame and time slot where you're actually out at the property and you are ready to go via a live stream like we're doing right here. And you're able to walk through the property with people who come in during your live stream, answer any questions they may have, open the closets, walk them through the property, have them take some time to look at some stuff more carefully. There's lots of platforms you could use. You'd use Zoom, Facebook,
Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, YouTube Live, GoToMeeting, Skype, WebEx, Join Me, Whereby, Blue Jeans, Zoho, House Party.
What Jurgen said. There's a lot of platforms so available to you. And the great thing is we could schedule them through the Northwest MLS now and be able to show your buyers. So take advantage of it, use it. If you're a consumer out there and you're wondering, how do I get in to take a look at the house? It should be up linked in to a lot of the websites so you're able to connect through a virtual open house.
Yeah. And this information we saw released over the weekend. I think it actually really came out on Friday, but didn't see it until Saturday. And Davina is already talked to her seller about doing one, right?
Yeah. So we will be doing a live open house on the listing that I have coming on tomorrow. So once that goes out, one of the things that the live open house will syndicate to all of the IDX, but they've said that there could be a slight delay in getting the syndications out, but it'll also go to all of the local brokerages that are also members of the Northwest MLS as well. So so really looking forward to a different way to promote an open house that's not really an open house and actually embrace the technology that we have today. So I'll have some feedback definitely this week on how maybe I'll have some video to share. We'll see how it goes. But my plan is to, be even outside and seeing there's neighbors out there and, just waving and saying hello. Obviously we can only have scheduled appointments still. So we'll always give a word of wisdom or just to be conscious realtors and brokers out there that this is not an opportunity to bring people physically into the house. This is really a remote way of showcasing the home while we're obeying the rules.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if somebody were to show up at the open house, you're to direct them to leave and just tune in and watch it, right?
Absolutely. This is, our rules are all open, all showings for any home or by appointment only. There are no open houses are prohibited. All open houses are prohibited. So, I mean, when we use the term open house, it could be misleading because it really isn't what we know as an open house. It's more of an open virtual viewing. is really what we're doing. So
it's a virtual house party.
So if you're a real estate broker, that means no signage. You show up and you've got your camera and your walkthrough ready to go and your pretty face ready to answer a bunch of questions.
Correct.
So exciting for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Handsome face, not just pretty face, handsome face too.
Okay.
I don't know. Get my face all did.
What's really great is, we only need to get really nicely dressed from the top up,
Yep.
So no, but if you're in your seller's house, you probably want to scratch that.
Okay. And now it's time for headlines. All right. Before we do that, Nikki asks, how long do you suggest the virtual open house be available for? It is actually they encourage the time frame that you would typically do an open house. I might assume it might be a little bit shorter because you're going to be walking in, out, and guiding people through in a very virtual fashion. But I think we're going to really figure out what is feasible as we start into them.
Yeah. And also understanding that if you have a seller that's leaving, say you have a family and they need to leave, we don't want to spend a whole bunch of time in the house as well. Because one of the things is, even with showings, we're supposed to be expeditious, right? So we're not trying to hang around in their home for 2 or 3 hours. So even scheduling that virtual open for a 30-minute time frame or an hour time frame, just so that there's enough time for us to be online and engage an audience and have enough time to answer questions and actually do some touring. And then if there's any interest, what you want to do is definitely schedule your appointments from there. So hopefully this is an opportunity for you to actually engage some interest and then get some appointments scheduled for an actual tour, or you can send them, if you have a 3D tour, you can direct them to the website and actually create an avenue to have more in-depth conversation one-on-one with the
Yeah. The great thing is it's serving the seller, serving the buyer, serving the agents. This is really a step in opening it up, or at least getting a little better exposure. We're inching our way forward. All right. So real quick on headlines. So we changed the format on the headlines just a little bit. Instead of going deep into the headlines, we've actually tried to make this a segment where it is the news you can use. We've got an accumulation between any day might be between 5-10 headlines that you can link into. So if you don't know where to look during the day and you want relevant information on real estate, we will provide that for you. And then if there's anything you would like to hear us get a little deeper on, put it in the comments, or we might just open up just a little bit afterwards. But we want to make sure every single day you get relevant information to help you understand what's going on in the market. So here we go. Here are the headlines. The first headline is the food supply chain is breaking, and that's from Tyson. Says his plants close. This is the big food supply chain. This is on the meat side, Tyson meat packing. So click on any of the articles that'll give you a little more information. If you need to go get some meat, today might be a good time to do it. Don't overstock, don't overload, but make sure you've got what you need. I think lines are going to be starting to get long again. Headline number 2, housing regulator takes step to ease crunch at mortgage finance companies. When you click on the article here, it's going to talk about for the mortgage packages, making sure that they can still be purchased even with the deferments on it. It's a really interesting read, which leads us into headline number 2. Fannie and Freddie, or headline number 3, Fannie and Freddie, homeowners will not owe lump sum payments after forbearance. This is from Forbes magazine. So take a look at this. We've had a lot of conversation about what forbearance might or might not mean. No matter what you see in the articles, make sure you talk to the appropriate expert or industry leader about that. Headline number 4, what does mortgage industry's post-pandemic future hold? It's just kind of a little predicting from Housing Wire. We don't know, but it's interesting to see where the trends are pointing to. Number 5 is you can start applying for loans again soon. This is from Realtor magazine. This is talking about the EIDL. It's talking about the PPP, the loans for independent contractors and for small businesses. They've got more funding that's been approved. So start talking to your loan provider or your banks if you are looking at participating. Number 6 is NAR warns unsolicited calls may be fraudulent. This is actually not only relevant to National Association of Realtors or real estate agents that they're going to get calls that are scams to try to get money over the phone. This is really anybody with stimulus checks and other things going out. Please be aware that people are trying to step into the process and erroneously get you to send them money or fraudulently. So please be aware of that. Headline number 7, Olympia's homeless response coordinator resigns, leaving city to spread out duties. Click on the article if you're interested in Olympia, what's been going on, or you've got an interest there, because back 2 years ago, that homeless situation in Olympia was pretty big. They've done a lot to help mitigate the things, but this is just a little update. Click on the link to find out more. Headline number 8. This is nice. The Tacoma's The Swiss is celebrating 27 years today with a throwback sandwich and growler to go. So if you are looking for something good, the Swiss is a fantastic place. You're in Tacoma, check it out. And then the last headline is a fun little headline. This is over in from the Olympian. Be your own bartender with cocktail kits from local lounges. So if you are afraid or you're not sure what to make and you want some help in getting that cocktail that you might get at happy hour, you can visit Dillinger's or Octopus in Olympia, and they are selling pre-made kits so you can make a cocktail like a true mixologist. And guess what? That is your headlines. You know what I just learned? I can cut off the thing by double clicking on it.
And you did just that.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. So let us know what you think. What we want to do is we want to get the headlines to you. We want to give you news you can use every single day. If you don't have time to go and curate it, we'll help you out on that. If there's anything you'd like to hear a little more about, let us know. Did anything stand out to you guys on what it is? For me, being able to get a pre-made, I can make a drink, but every once in a while to get a little bit of help, that's not a bad deal.
Well, I was thinking for cocktails, a lot of times you don't want to buy like a big bottle of something, or like the ingredients that you would need for a cocktail. I wouldn't need, all the time. I don't drink that often. So it'd be nice just to get like an individual, like have one drink, not have to buy a huge bottle and keep it around of, I don't know, just what sweet sour, what is the margarita mix? What sweet and
a single serving size of,
I don't know, but anyways, it would be nice to just get a it's sad that the cocktails are what stood out the most.
little glass of goodness.
Yeah, and it's a way of helping to support local business too. I mean, we're all trying to find ways to serve and be relevant, and this is a way that they're finding ways to stay connected.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just thinking along the headlines of we may just need to become vegan in our family. You know, we have a vegetarian already in our household. So everything that is cooked, I have to make sure that the meat spoon doesn't touch the spoon that was just in the veggies, and we can't cross contaminate. And, you know, as we're talking about the, Tyson foods, and this has come also, there are a couple other food or meat companies that were having a shortage or having to close down, and it could affect our, saying, what a great time to become a vegetarian.
I don't think there's ever a good time. And Jennifer, thank you. Pints in Olympia, or Pints and Lacey, also does the packages for the drinks. So that's awesome to know.
Yeah, definitely. And piggybacking on what Davina said about like the meat packing and the foods, one of the things that we just and I'm not going to say discovered, but just remembered was those small local mom and pop meat markets who have some really great buys. We went over to our local meat store here in town, and they had some sales on some really good cuts of meat, and they're really comparable to what you would get in the stores, or even better in some stuff. So when you're thinking about buying or purchasing, remember some of the small local companies are doing great jobs, and they have really good deals. So keep that in mind. Frank's meat place right here on Martin Way, if you're in Lacey, Olympia, had some great deals on good cuts of meat. We were looking for some stuff at Costco, couldn't find it, and went over to Frank's. They had like everything over there. So
yeah, and then Gibson's too. I just went over there. In addition to being National Storytelling Day, it's also Prime Rib Day, National Prime Rib Day. So
that's right.
I went over. They had some prime rib. I picked one up, and I'm gonna make prime rib today.
There you go.
Good with some au jus. You have some horseradish sauce.
Mix that up.
Oh, you know what? I think I need some really fresh horseradish. I don't have I've only got the creamy. I need some real fresh horseradish.
I
the
have
stuff that goes right in your nose.
I have the jar without the cream, and I can loan you some horseradish for a piece of prime rib. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure I have something in my pantry I can give you from a prime rib.
Just so you're offering at the door.
Just one rib.
Yep.
On that note, hey, we have Christy. We have some answers for the trivia question. We're just getting towards that wrap up time of how many publishers rejected Theodore Seuss Geisel's first book, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street.
Hey, so the results are in, and we have 20% voted for 27 rejections, 40% voted for 10 rejections, another 40% voted for 35 rejections, and 0 voted for 7 rejections. And the answer is 27.
27 different publishers said no before Vanguard finally said yes.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is you are that much smarter today than you were yesterday.
There you go. Persistence pays off.
It does. Failing, getting rejections. There's also like a statistic. What was it? Michael Jordan talks about how many baskets he actually missed. Right?
Yeah. Before he talks about anything about success, he talks about all the game-winning shots he's missed, all the times that he's been, how many games he's lost, and all that.
Yeah,
and that's why.
Yeah, he said, I actually pulled it up really quick. He says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, and 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. Wow.
And that's why he's successful.
Yes, exactly. So, and look at Dr. Seuss. That doesn't even sound right. Come on. It's like, that sounds like something you put on a sushi,
Yeah, I was thinking about, I get a little sweet and sour Seuss.
Right. So, so totally there, had he not pushed through, he may not have been the man that we know today to be an amazing writer for decades, and writing all of the children's books that he's written over the years that we learned to love, and that most of us have in our libraries today.
Yeah. So Ashley, we always want to make sure that every day, and we realized that we wanted to make sure we did. It's great to talk to everybody, from consumers to brokers, everything else. But every day we want to give value to our broker friends and family as well, right? So does that get nicely into a tip of the day?
Yeah, and I kind of was going into, mindset and having the mindset of gratitude. So maybe that's writing a thank you card or calling somebody and thanking them for anything. Maybe something that probably goes left unseen. Right now I'm thinking of my mom, so I'm definitely going to call her after this. So maybe just reaching out to somebody. And I think one thing that we talked about too is doing something maybe even bold, and something that maybe makes you a little bit uncomfortable, and stepping out of that comfort zone and just going after it.
Yeah. So the tip of the day, Davina, what were we going on that? Because you mentioned Michael Jordan. We talked about Dr. Seuss, and
I was just imagining how discouraged Dr. Seuss felt after time number 10 that he was rejected, but he still went through and for number 11 and 12. And then imagine how he felt after the 25th time of his book being rejected to be published. Imagine how low. I mean, why would you even go another time? But you know what? It was 26. It was the 26th time that his book got rejected, or that he got his book accepted and got a publisher to actually publish his book. I mean, just imagine, had he not just taken that step, do you think he was feeling unsure of himself? Do you think he was wondering what's going to happen? But it really is that bold step in the 24th hour when you've been knocked down on your feet time after time after time again, and you still manage to get up and say, you know what? I'm going to try again. I'm going to brush myself off. I'm going to put my shoulders back, and I'm going to try again. And, imagine Michael Jordan after missing the shots that were the game-winning shots. What if he just gave up and said, you know what? I'm throwing in the towel. I'm not playing this game anymore. Would he be the successful superstar, entrepreneur, icon, rated the #1 athlete of all time if he just gave up? I mean, and that's us. I mean, we are so close to success if we just keep going when we don't feel like it. So I really feel like today, in our tip of the day, is like, you know what? Don't give up. If you've been knocked down, get up. Go for it. Go for your goals. Success is right there. It's the next one. It's the next one. It's the next one.
Okay,
I'm going, Davina.
that's right.
I'm super motivated right now.
Yeah, Ashley just said comfortable. Get out of your comfort zone and don't give up. So what should someone do today?
Yeah. Well, anybody out there, you don't have to be a broker, but any of the brokers that are out there, what is it that you have maybe failed at, or you're unsure of at this moment, is in your best interest to do? What's one thing today that you should take action? In your heart, you should take action on. The challenge is take action today. And let us know tomorrow when we come back on. Let us know how it went. We'd love to hear about it. And that is the tip of the day.
Hey, I love it. Started my managing brokers class. Nice job, Jen.
That's awesome.
There
You
go.
have to give yourself opportunities to fail if you ever want to succeed.
Oh, making those bold moves. I mean, if you set a goal, know the fact that you are confident that you're going to reach that goal. You will not fail. You will do whatever it takes to reach that goal. So you may fail several times, but it's just making sure you're getting back up, saying, I know I'm going to reach that goal. It didn't work. I'm going to do it again, and keep moving forward. Just being persistent in what you do, knowing that you're going to reach that end result. I love it. I love it.
And just a quick reminder, we actually are looking for what area we're going to give this week. Put it in the comments. We want to know where should we do. Every week we're finding some way to contribute. If you want to contribute with us, foundationheroes.com/donations. And kind of in a wrap here, we've covered a lot from National Read a Book Day or Tell a Story Day to we are actually at 3:00. We'll jump on live and read a story for you to help keep you. You may not even have kids. You might just want to hear a good story. We've got you. We talked about the headlines. There's a lot to do. Look for those every day. We will get you news you can use. We have a challenge for you. That challenge was to what?
People.
Do something to make
comfortable.
Yep. Yeah, you should be doing something. What is that one thing for you specifically? And let us know how it goes. And then there's one last thing. We're going to do our normal Be Bold. Do you guys have any closing thoughts prior to getting to the Be Bold?
7 days.
Wow, that sounded like what was that? The Ring, or One Missed Call, or something like that. That's creepy. What's gonna happen?
I would just, hey, 7 days left. Okay, keep hope alive.
May 4th.
There you go. Nice.
So on Be Bold, we'll count it out as we close. We're gonna play a little inspirational clip. It's a short one right before the credits run. We're gonna end it, but if you watch it, I'm sure you'll find a little bit of inspiration out of it. I think it plays really well.
We have credits.
I was just thinking that.
Well, not necessarily credits, but we have a closing scene. How's that?
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
We're
Go ahead.
We're gonna be continue to get better. So, all right, you guys ready to go?
Yes.
I can't see Ashley.
That's okay.
She's under the Be Bold.
Yes, you can. All right, so here we go. Everyone out there, you're all awesome, and we just want to reiterate this one more time as we do every day. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Be
Be
Bold.
bold.
Go, 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 go. Get ready to do it. Get ready to do it. Go. Get out. Get out. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Good ball.